Hey y'all, welcome back to the cheat code. There is a channel that goes by Pretty Blind Eyes that I have been watching for a few years, and there is definitely a story time about that as well, that will be coming to a channel near you, perhaps the cheat code channel. But what I wanted to mention is that she usually does what she refers to as her favorite Friday lineup. And this is something that she did in an old channel that she had, and then she deactivated or disconnected or got rid of that channel, and then she started a new channel. And she wasn't really doing celebrity readings for a while, and then she started, then she stopped and started and stopped. And here we are. And I have been noticing that there's a lot of people on her channel asking for the favorite Friday lineup that I used to personally enjoy for a while. Certain people from the Friday lineup. And the ones in particular that she used to do on a regular basis from her original channel were Chris Brown. She also believed that Chris Brown had a twin flame, so she would do Chris Brown's twin flame. There was also Justin Bieber, Selena Gomez. And then as their relationships and different situations grew, she started doing readings on their partners. So I guess just basically them in general. Um, who else? She also did Drake. And she also did who else? Michael B. Jordan, uh, Rihanna, and Nicki Minaj. The latter ones were kind of just interchangeable, kind of just whenever there was a story about them in the news, or maybe I guess if she was spiritually guided to do any sort of readings on them, she did. But she hasn't been posting in a while, and then even with the posts, they haven't been very consistent. So I thought I'd give my hand at the Friday Five, the Fave Friday lineup. Namely, oh yeah, I forgot to mention also Quincy. She did readings on him temporarily on and off as well. So I thought I'd give my hand at it. I think I would stick with the original, the OGs from her first channel, who would be Chris Brown. And I guess parties connected to Chris Brown. Also Justin Bieber, Selena Gomez, and I'm trying to remember who it was. I think the interchangeable one was Drake, um, Quincy, and Michael B. Jordan. Those are the ones that I remember. So yeah, I'm going to give my hand at it, and I will do just a short reading on each, I guess, individual and see what messages come out for them. And depending on how things go moving forward, then that I might not take over the Friday lineup, but just kind of just give my hand and see, because it seems like we have a mutual spirit between us. Again, which I said is a story time for another time. So we'll see what sort of messages I get, if it continues in the same vein as the same type of messages that she was giving, or if just, my own personal take that I'm not really a celebrity gossip kind of person. I'm more, what serves the highest and greatest good of us delving into their personal lives and pulling on their energy. So we'll see what happens going forward. So stay tuned. It is the cheat code, and we are going to try just a few messages. We'll see if there's any messages today for the aforementioned celebrities. And yeah, stay tuned. Okay, so the list that I made again is going to be, for today, we're going to try Drake, Chris Brown, Chris Brown's twin, Justin Bieber, Selena Gomez, Michael B. Jordan, and Rihanna. So let's see what the cards have to say. We're going to start with Drake. Okay, so as we're starting with Drake, this is going to be a little bit different, just because, again, this is just my first hand at doing the lineup. And then also, again, with celebrity readings, I don't usually do gossip type stuff. But again, I ask for highest and greatest good. Please ignore any noises in the background, or forgive any noises in the background. Let me just take a look at the cards that I pulled for Drake. I have the Three of Pentacles, I have the Ace of Wands, I have the World card, I have the Nine of Swords, I was about to say the Despair card, I have the Queen of Swords, I have the Six of Cups, I have the Eight of Pentacles, I have the Chariot, I have the Seven of Pentacles, I have the Justice card, I have the Ace of Cups, and I have the Two of Cups. So let's see what message we get here. So far I'm getting that I feel like the community has been very receptive to him as of late. This could be in relation to his latest project. He did the 3-album release. Um, I feel as though this is closing out a cycle for him. There has been discussion about that, if he's going to be a free agent, who he's going to sign to, what is his next move. Um, I'm getting also that I feel like there is some sort of, like I said, with the Nine of Swords, I was getting some sort of despair or some kind of sadness about something. This could be related to a Queen of Swords. I'm getting Rihanna, that could be very outspoken right now, about something that is putting him in the Nine of Swords energy. I'm getting the Six of Cups, which can deal with uh, past relationships, your past, the past, even like past soulmates, things like that. And I'm getting that that could be in relation to her. There is the Eight of Pentacles, and I'm hearing that song that she has, the Work, Work, Work song. There's a Chariot and the Seven of Pentacles. Let's see what I'm getting from that. What I'm getting from that is that she is steadily working ahead. She's basically minding her business and moving forward. I feel like she is stacking her coins. She's reaping the benefits of what she is, um, let's say what she's harvested. Um, she is, yeah, reaping the benefits, I guess, of what she's harvested. I have the Justice card, the Ace of Cups, and the Two of Cups. I'm getting, let me see what I'm getting here. Again, more I'm getting like kind of like there's, with the Justice, I'm getting that there's some sort of kind of, I don't know how to explain it. Because generally this energy doesn't come from the Justice card, but it's almost like it's it's giving me that it's kind of like almost like a get back at Drake for some reason. Um, Not only just what she's been able to accomplish, but I feel that he is in his emotions about that. And I feel like it has to do with her current partnership. And that's what I'm getting as like just the little mini preview message about Drake. Let's see who we have next. We have Chris Brown. So for Chris Brown, we have, and I'm using a different tarot deck for this. We have the Queen of Wands, we have the Seven of Wands, we have Two of Cups, we have the Emperor, we have the Three of Cups, King of Pentacles. I was just hearing Rihanna again, Ten of Swords, and the Justice card. So a couple of cards repeating. So let's see what message I'm getting here. Okay, so what I'm picking up is that with the Queen of Wands, I feel as though she is in her divine feminine energy. I feel like she is feeling like she is on fire, like she cannot be stopped and nothing will stop her. She's very obviously independent. Again, we're talking about Chris Brown. Why am I getting Rihanna messages? Okay. Anyways, we'll just go along with it. Um, Seven of Wands is focusing on the sacral chakra, which is about creativity. It's also about sexual energy. Um, there's a little bit of a view of the chakras. So there could be some focus on healing. There's also the Two of Cups, that's emphasizing partnership or divine partnership, soulmate, um, divine connection. With the Emperor, I'm getting that, yeah, her relationship with, I feel her relationship that she's in right now with ASAP Rocky, that I think he's a step ahead of Drake in terms of whatever Drake thinks that he has planned, however, he might be obsessing over her and trying to ruin their relationship or trying to cause friction in their relationship, that he's a step ahead of that. Um, just in terms of, maybe his, I don't know why I'm getting it like this, but like street wisdom, just knowing how to move um, around certain people like him, whereas Drake is more, he will hire people to teach him how to move. The Three of Cups, I was getting pregnancy. The King of Pentacles, Ten of Swords, and Justice. Let's see what I'm getting here. I'm getting a grounded energy with the King of Pentacles. It could be her father. She could be still grieving her father. With the Justice card, I'm getting kind of mixed messages, especially with the imagery from the Justice card. I feel as though there's a part of herself that she shows where she feels like, this is what I want to show the public. This is also part of how I truly feel. But on the other side of things, it's kind of like maybe behind closed doors, she might still be hurting over a lot of different things, or a lot of things that she might have missed, or things in life that she might not feel is going the way she wants it to, or maybe even thinking about the past, about things the way that she wanted things to be. Something is drawing me to the bottom of the deck. I'm getting the Page of Swords. Yeah, there's some sort of perhaps a new beginning. I'm also getting like the cycle energy with the imagery, that there could be a new cycle starting. It could also be referencing again her pregnancy, or maybe a new endeavor. There might be something that she might be starting new, but I'm thinking it's more something about wrapping up a cycle or starting a new cycle. Um, yeah, I don't know. This was supposed to be a Chris Brown, but it turned out to be a Rihanna reading. So let's see if we get to Rihanna, if the information is going to be any different. Okay, so we're moving on to Chris Brown's twin. Okay, so we're moving into the energy of Chris Brown's twin. So I have the Fool, I have the Temperance, I have the Four of Wands, I have the Magician, the Queen of Pentacles, the Three of Wands, the Star card, and the Knight of Cups. So let's see what I am getting here. Okay, so what I'm getting with the Fool card is the general, I would say misunderstanding. Wow, that might mean something. The general understanding of the Fool, which is a new beginning. I'm also getting that there will be balance that will be brought to the twin. I also forgot to mention that there is still some controversy as to whether or not there's a twin, but we'll get into that when we move forward, if we go on and just do individual, maybe longer readings about the twin and the other parties of the Friday Five lineup, or the favorite. I keep saying five, the favorite lineup. I feel like there's with the Four of Wands that there's going to be more stability in the twins' life, in Chris Brown's twins' life. I was also getting with the Magician. It just totally escaped me. I was getting a message through the Magician. Let me sit with this for a second again and see what I'm picking up. So I just want to pull and clarify on the Magician. So with the Magician, I got the Two of Cups. That was actually peeking out when I was shuffling. So I feel like with the Magician, showing I'm being drawn to the as above, so below. Also that the Magician is the first card in the deck outside of the Fool, which is 0. The first card is the Magician. And also the Two of Cups is 2, so 1, 2, that there's being progress. So there's some sort of, I guess, miraculous, or some sort of, yeah, I guess I'll leave it that way, though, that word that came to me, some miraculous way that they will meet, perhaps with the as above, so below. It's referencing the fact that their union is already spiritual, but in terms of it being in the physical, that is yet to transpire. So with the Queen of Pentacles, I always get mothering energy, nurturing energy. So there could be a pregnancy, there could be spirit babies that may come from this, that will come from this. This is still a bit of a ways away. It also might involve travel. So I think that, especially with the Star card that's coming in, that it could be that the twin is still going through some healing. I do also get Star energy. So I feel like she will have her own name aside from Chris Brown. So it's not just going to be Chris Brown's twin or Chris Brown's girlfriend or wife, that she will have her own name. She'll have her own um, lane. She will be into philanthropy, I feel, like helping others, or could just be that she has her hands in a lot of different pots, meaning like she might have a lot of different ambitions, a lot of different goals, which I think that Pretty Blind Eyes did mention as well, that she will have her own that might, give Chris a little bit of a run for his money, so to speak, to say that, he might not be used to having women that have their own ambition, their own goals, things like that. With the Knight of Cups, I'm getting that, yeah, this will be, actually, one second. Let me just see if I can clarify this, because I was getting something and I feel like I'm missing it here. With the Knight of Cups, it was clarified by the Ace of Pentacles. So I feel like with him either pouring into her or with some sort of emotional fulfillment that is going to be provided, I think on both ends actually, that it will create abundance. I'm still getting like a baby energy, like there will be some kind of like star baby or a baby that will bring them abundance, whether it be abundance of happiness that they've been lacking in their lives, or that it will be a gift from God to have this baby. But yeah, that's what I'm getting for Chris Brown's twin. We still have Justin Bieber, Selena Gomez, Michael B. Jordan, and Rihanna. This message is getting a little bit long, or this reading is getting a little bit long. So let's see if we have any room for Justin Bieber. Then we might have to do a part 2. All right, so moving on to Justin Bieber, the cards were a little bit unruly and flying all over the place and falling all over the ground. So take what you will with that. There could be some chaos in his life at the moment. So let's see what cards I have here. I have the Nine of Cups. I have the Empress. I have the Five of Swords. I have the Fool card. And I have the Knight of Cups and the Ace of Cups. So let's see what I'm getting here. So far I'm getting a couple different messages. With the Nine of Cups, I'm getting wish fulfillment. It's really kind of coming across as just like really just jubilant, like a lot of happiness. With the Empress, I was feeling like world tour. I don't know where I was getting that from, but I was feeling like world tour and also pregnancy. With the Five of Swords, I feel like there's still a lot of stress from things or people or someone in his ear that is not making him feel like he can forget his past. That he just basically wants to be free. With the Fool card, let's see. So we have the Fool, the Knight of Cups, and the Ace of Cups. Let me take a look at this. All right, so with the Fool, I'm getting like intuitively that he knows that he needs to start over, meaning that he knows that there needs to be a new beginning. He needs to change the way that he's been doing things or approaching things. I wanted to clarify the Knight of Cups, and it was clarified by the Page of Cups. What I'm getting with the Page of Cups is there might have been an opportunity that he feels got away from him. There's something that's emphasizing like the heart space or the heart chakra, that he feels that maybe if it for whatever reason, and again, this is all alleged and for entertainment purposes only, there might be someone still on his mind or on his heart that he feels got away, and it's only when pigs fly that that will actually happen, that they might get back together. And with the Ace of Cups, what am I getting with the Ace of Cups? Let me take a look at this as well. So the Ace of Cups was clarified by a Tower. So it could be that maybe the love that he has, the love that he felt, is either no longer, or it needs to be started again from a solid foundation. That perhaps whatever union that he, not whatever union, he's married, but the union that he entered was started on a rocky foundation, or maybe not, what's the word? Not, of course I would blank out right now. It wasn't started on a honest foundation, and that needs to come to an end in order for things to start again. because it's emphasizing the Ace of Cups, which is, really talking about just an overabundance of emotion and usually love. I would say that I feel as though with the clarification of the tower, that it's emphasizing that the love or the emotion, again, built on a rocky foundation, and it might not be as pure as it could be. There may be a need to start over, whether it be with his wife, or if the when pigs fly situation or scenario comes about, that could be what happens. So this is part one of the favorite Friday lineup, and we still have Selena, Michael B. Jordan, and Rihanna. If anything comes out, maybe Chris Brown will come out, and Rihanna. So thank you for tuning into the cheat code. Hopefully, you enjoyed the reading, and until next time. Last message I'm getting from my guides is at the bottom of the deck, there is the Four of Swords, and I get that he is healing in the astral realm. So perhaps when he sleeps is when he's healing whatever traumas that are keeping him in the headspace of having people in his ears, or the message that I had mentioned before about that. So they were insistent that I come back and deliver that message. So again, it's a cheat code. Thanks for watching.